Okay, so not only is Waleed a stupid loser idiot, but he thought that I actually needed David, and I was like, need him for what? Like, I don't understand what he was talking about. I was like, why would I ever want this guy in my life or need him in my life? Because he believed what David was saying that like all of it was his money that he was spending, and I was living off his income. And I was like, you don't make any money. What the fuck are you talking about? And I have no idea why they believed him. It was because he was white, and he thought that like the citizenship should go to me. I mean, go to I had the citizenship. David's refugee status was expired by the time I met him. He thought that like David should have the citizenship instead of me, so he wanted to replace it, and so did this YouTuber named Jenna Marbles and this guy named Cobb. They're all like really old. I think Jenna's in her 40s, and like it's just weird. She's retarded, and so is Waleed, and so is Cobb. They don't know this. They don't know that they're retarded. And I'm like, oh my god. You actually thought I needed David for what? So he can mooch off me? No thanks. I tried to send him back to the EU. They don't even want him there. But he's supposed to be legally staying there, so I was like... And Sean was saying that I hated him and Susan for no reason, when I'm like, you guys are doing something illegal and you're abusing me, so why wouldn't I hate you? It makes no sense what they were saying. And the funnier part is that they actually thought that like they lied to like, okay, a bunch of kids that went to the same elementary school as me, they're stupid, right? They're legitimately retarded. And like Dustin Ho was the one who was like, oh my god, like you called your parents stupid? Like how can you do that? Like how can you like I almost puked. They're like the greatest things in the world. Like parents aren't stupid, like you're the stupid one. Like you think they're stupid, but you're actually just retarded. And I was like, I think you're projecting there a little bit, especially since you know I'm smarter than you. And another thing was there was this YouTuber named like Markiplier or whatever. I think he was pretending to be Korean online. I think his mom that he shows online is actually his landlord, and she's Chinese. And I have no idea what the fuck they were talking about. Apparently he was like involved in why I was getting arrested, because he works as a cop in the United States or something, and he was like trying to convince me that I deserve to be abused and beaten, and like it's dangerous in America, so I should always be scared all the time because random strangers are gonna come and steal from me, to which he was actively involved in. So I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? He's the one that was involved in me getting arrested, but I'm like, why the fuck are you, the police department, listening to the American police that have nothing to do with anything? Which is weird. And the homeless shelter, the one on Lakeshore, 351 Lakeshore Boulevard East, they were trying to convince me that Tay was the one responsible for why I'm here, and I'm like, what does he have to do with anything? Like, they were trying to convince me that it's Tay, you know, the police department and the people who were staying there were trying to convince me that it was Tay who was the idiot and who has a problem. And I was like, I think that's you guys. I think you guys are a problem to my life, and the fact that you exist is a problem. It's getting in everyone's way, and like, why would we need to feed you if there's no output? Like, you don't help. You're actually continually degrading others and insulting them and expecting them to feed you after. And you think that like everyone is entitled to like catering to your every need, which is psychotic. It's just by the virtue of them being alive means everyone has to care about how they're living and how they're doing. Yeah, that guy's crazy. And Like, he has no friends because he's a cop. And he was like making fun of Korean people, and I was like, why did they all do that? Like, we're the ones actually making sure that your business are running, and you're ripping off us all the time. So I don't understand why you're like, this is weird. But yeah, they're China 2.0, so I'm like, so I didn't know British people were retarded. Apparently they're like breeding for retards. And they're just really ugly. And people didn't know that was mental retardation. I'm like, no, that's mental retardation. They took it out of the DSM, you know, the manual for diagnosing disorders, because it's not curable. There's no treatment for it. People don't get better. And there's nothing wrong with them. They're just retarded. Like, that's what they are. And I'm like, what are they doing in America? And a bunch of Europeans got involved to try to, like, they were, like, kidnapping children to, like, raise them by themselves to convince them that they're European or something. And I was like, what the fuck? And, what else? The Chinese are a problem, so are the fucking poor people. Like, these people are broke. Like, Canada's broke and USA's poor. It's that bad. And they don't really understand why everyone hates them, because they're retarded. And they're really spoiled and, like, entitled, and I'm just like, that's not a medical condition, that's just being retarded. What else? There's some crazy people out there. I don't know about the Africans. They're just, I have no idea what they're like, because I've never been to Africa. All I know is that they're not very good people. And there's so many Jews here. Starting to confirm my hypothesis of Jewish people actually being British migrants to Palestine. They're insane. What else? Yeah, the fish are broke. They thought they were wealthy, and then they met other wealthy people, and they went like batshit insane. The Russian people, they're kind of weird. I mean, because there's a lot of Jews there. There's a lot of Jewish people in Russia, and I don't think they're really accepted within the Russian community, but like, as long as they just become Russian and be Russian by themselves, then like, it's fine. But like, when they actually try to like move out of Russia and live outside of Russia, like, they completely break down mentally. And I think it has a lot to do with the language. So I'm just saying, like, you know, I think it's better if you're Jewish to never leave Russia and just say that you're Russian. I mean, I think that's how they're preventing inbreeding. Yeah, they're sperm donors and, like, bitches. They're like that here too, like, there's literally no difference, whether they live here or there. But at least in Russia, they don't actually get in other people's way. Kinda. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's what they were doing. And I was like, you guys are so fucking stupid. I'm sorry, so how are you gonna farm and make food again? Like, how are you gonna, like, get people to work for you if you're doing this shit? If you're not even paying them. I just quit. I'd be like, yeah, fuck that shit. And then try to make it seem like, oh, being on government assistance is a bad thing, when it's actually a bad sign for the government to have people even need those things. And I'm like, okay, like, this is, like, not making sense anymore. Like, okay, so you're telling me that like it doesn't matter who I am as a person, but my demographics matter more because that's a reflective of who I am. Because it doesn't matter what I do. If my neighbor does something, that means I'm doing that too, right? So if like my family member goes to jail, that means I also went to jail, right? That's what they're saying, these white people, and I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? They're annoying. Oh my god, I'm just like, can you get your shit together already? Like, is that possible for you? And, another thing that's super annoying is, like, they keep trying to convince everyone that white people are better than everyone when they're the worst. There was a pyramid of social hierarchies, white people at the bottom. And then I think it's black people, and then there's the Saudis, and then it's the East Asians at the top. East Asians don't want to mix with people who are, like, at the bottom, there's some decent people you can use for genetic material, usually men. So they use it to, like, further improve their quality of their offspring. I don't know about the Saudis and the Africans. I think a lot of the Africans and white people, they mix because they're at the bottom, right? So that's why they're starting to promote, like, a white... They keep saying this, like, racial bullshit, whatever. And then the Saudis, I don't know what... Not the Middle Easterners, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't even know why they're breeding with, like, the Jews. So you leave that for the white people. Jeez. They can have that. It's so sad. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do. But yeah, I'm getting, like, really annoyed. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? What, because I'm better than you, I can't exist? Especially since I'm not white? I'm like, what are you saying? Is it because I'm not gonna have sex with you? You think everyone has to... Your existence means everyone has to want to have sex with you and should have sex with you. And if anyone says no to having sex with you, there's something wrong with that person. And you just make up excuses as to why there's something wrong with them. Like, you're just making up everything. I was like, who would believe you unless they're just as stupid as you are? Thanks for reading people out for me. He's doing a lot of work. It's not beneficial for them at all. But yeah. Yeah, I don't care about the Foster family. Like, they can go to hell for all I give a shit. They try to convince me that I'm a criminal, and I'm like, I'm not a criminal. You guys are, but you don't want to accept that because, you know, criminals are bad people and you don't have the funds to afford your criminal activities. That's what that is. Being a criminal is for fun. That's how people have fun. Okay? If you can't afford it, like, you can't afford the club cover charges and, like, the drinks at the bar, then, like, maybe you shouldn't be going out. Just stay home and have sex with your family members like you like. Fucking perverts.